Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this new podcast of Fleet Europe focused around remarketing. And we would like to welcome Sebastian Fuchs, who is the MD of Manheim and RMS Continental Europe. Welcome, Sebastian. Happy to have you here to give your view on a few elements. And I think we can start by saying that we've seen so many changing in the automotive world, even before a pandemic, with new players, startups, changes from offline to online, leasing companies are moving into this. So what does this changing world mean for you for this ecosystem of remarketing?
Yeah, Johan, great question. And maybe we expand for a second on those mega trends. And the changes that are happening. Like, do we actually have a point where we are at a turn of some of the megatrends? If you remember, before pandemic, we were talking about urbanization. Now we have a huge home office trend. If you think about mobility, there's a lot of people that use internal combustion engine cars. Electric mobility is about to break through and really skyrocket in the next 6 months. There's so many things that are changing with this pandemic that might actually change the megatrends that we've been looking at before. Digitalization is becoming paramount. If you think about what was tolerable 12 months ago in your online experience, nowadays it's unacceptable. The consumer behavior and the demand is upscaling, and people are now used to buy online, and they're transferring this into the remarketing world. The experience that people are having, they request and expect the same from remarketers. A seamless, integrated experience is what everybody wants, and dealers will have to find their space, but also OEMs and fleet leasing companies. They will have to find their space into this, and they will need to up their game when it comes to those experiences.
So I'm sure that all of this within the Cox Automotive group, to call it like this, it must have shaped ideas around new requirements, tools that are there to help support actors. So how do you see this evolving in the near future?
Yeah, absolutely. That has shaped a lot of new thinking. And let's come to the point of what is really at the core of all of this. It's data. We're producing more data than ever before. Our grids, our networks have to become more and more capable. If you think about 5G, I've lately tested it myself. You get 500 megabytes in download speed on a telephone. That is incredible. So what does that lead to in the next step is AI and machine learning are really becoming paramount, because all these amounts of data, with the best will, there's no way that humans can actually comprehend and work with that. So enabling intelligence and driving business will rely on those technologies, and those technologies will become commonplace. They will not probably lead that scarce scenario of huge unemployment in the first step. They will first enable us to do better business, more profitable business. And that's really what we've been looking at. That's where we're putting a lot of focus in. And data is the one area, but also in terms of, as I said before, digital experience, it's going to become paramount. There are a lot of things in the background that we are also enabling now with AI that you wouldn't have thought about. Having those projects in your portfolio, really, really important.
I can, because you're supporting a lot of dealer groups, which of course are a very specific actors in this whole market, but they of course face other challenges like introduction of agency models, reducing after sales revenue, and a lot of new entrants and startups. How can they handle this in the future for them?
Yeah, it's a really good question, Jan. I myself have actually over the last few weeks tested a couple of e-cars, and oh my God, the change for the dealers and the OEMs in terms of the after-sales revenues is going to be dramatic. Think about parts, but also maintenance going away by one pedal drive technologies and all that kind of stuff. There's going to be winners. If you think about the tire industry, there's going to be windshields, there's going to be other things. Now, dealers will have to become really smart about this, and dealer groups, by not only supporting probably one brand. If you think about conglomerates like Stellantis, but even Volkswagen Group, most of the big OEMs nowadays are multiple brands, and they serve multiple clients with their different products. And dealers will have to make sure that they can service this, but they also will have to get used to the fact that they will become more of service points, delivery points, experience points, really. And along this, they need to start looking into capitalizing on democratization of technology, is what I really call it. If you think about Manheim Express, we've now packed into this for customers in Germany, valuation service, artificial intelligence, damage recognition, and the vibrant marketplace for a very low cost. These are the business models that dealers need to look at, and they need to jump on board. And Manheim Express is just one example. There are many others in other areas that dealers need to get on board and not just simply rely on their OEMs to lead them. They need to forge their own path.
Yeah, indeed, a very interesting time and very challenging for a lot of actors, but indeed, with the right focus, and they will get there, I'm sure. So, Sebastian, I'm sorry, but we've come to an end here, but thanks for this update. It's always a great pleasure and very interesting for the audience to get your views. And of course, if people want to get more insight in all of these remarketing challenges in general, or from Sebastian specifically, I would really urge you to register for our next remarketing expert track, which will be on the 22nd of June, a half-day event, which will be completely dedicated to online retailing. So see you for a next episode. And again, thank you, Sebastian Fuchs. See you next time.
Thank you. Bye.